not to go off of past relationships. Don't go off of what your how things were in the past because people change, even if you are a week apart, or even if you're a day apart or a year apart. So listen. So there was this. I used to date this girl in high school, right? Her name was Charmaine, and I used to get up purposely. Or I used to catch the number 13 bus. I didn't need to catch the 13 bus to go to school, but I wanted to be with Charmaine because Charmaine was everything. By that time, Mickey Howard. Y'all remember Mickey Howard? So Mickey Howard song was out. I'm not your superwoman. I mean Karen White or whatever, whoever. So that used to be our song. So I gave Charmaine my number, and we started kicking it, and things was going great. But what happened was Charmaine. It's funny. Charmaine dad found out that we were talking, and so her dad. I was born. Yeah. So Charmaine dad found out we was talking, right? And I don't know what was it about me, but Charmaine's dad thought that I was a thug. She said because she told him certain things about me, right? She told him certain things about me, and that's why sometimes it's just not good to disclose everything to your family about whatever's going on. So she told him certain things about me, so that prevented me from coming around. He said I don't want to ever see him in front of my house. So me and Charmaine, we broke up. So fast forward, that's when we were 16. We were 16. So I ran into Charmaine because she still looked good. I ran into Charmaine back at around 2000 and like 2014. I ran into Charmaine back in 2014. Listen, Charmaine still looked good. Charmaine still had that appeal. And hey, Nick, and even though that happened years ago, I still, in my mind, I'm still thinking that perhaps, even though it's been like 30 years or whatever, I'm still thinking in my mind, she still look good. You know what I'm saying? We make it still make something happen. Listen to this. So me and Charmaine started talking. Everything was good. We talking real heavy. So she would come over my place at the time, right? She would come over my place. We would chill. So I went over her place. She would really never let me come over her place. But then this one time I went over her place, right? And we are there relaxing. We're looking at television. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Listen, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm with Charmaine. Me and Charmaine, we're vibing. Things are going well. The movie is on. We're cuddled up. Next thing you know, listen. We're cuddled up. Everything is going well. The next thing you know, something said, boom, 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 boom. I jump up, right? Yeah, listen, I jump up, right? I jump up early in the morning. I jump up and I run to the window, right? I look out the window because when you look out the window, you can look down at her door. You can see it down. I see this guy down there, and he has something big on his side. He has something big on his side, like this, right? He has something big on his side, like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I said, yo, I told Charmaine, I said, somebody's down there and he got something on his side, on his waist. I said, call the police. Charmaine said, listen to this. Charmaine said, no, that's just my son's father. He'll go away. I said, he gonna go away? What you mean he gonna go away? She said, no, he gonna go away. I said, man, call the police. He got that thing on his side, on his hip. Call the police. So my phone battery my phone battery, was dead, right? I said, call the police. She called, instead of her calling the police, right? She called, listen to this. She called the apartment security. She called, the lower, the townhouse security, right? Which is not real cops. She said, I left the townhouse security a message. I said, yo, call the police. So I would never do this initially, but my safety. So I took the phone from her and I called the police, right? She tried to look, I called her, listen, Lisa, I called the police, right? The police came. Listen to me. The police, the police came, right? So the police came, they said, they asked her a couple of questions. They said, number one, does he normally display this kind of behavior? Charmaine said, and I kid you not, Charmaine said, he always sits out front of my house. I started going, I said, why you invite me? The police was like, calm down, sir. I said, why would you invite me over here and your baby father sits outside of your house? I said, what kind of foolishness is that? You trying to make him jealous or something? So he said, so what happened, right? So then the police asked her, she said, has he ever abused you? She said, well, when we were together, he used to. The police said, well, why did you invite this man over your house when your son's father is sitting outside every day? First of all, why does he sit outside every day? Right? She said, well, I'm not bothering him and he's not bothering me. And I'm just thinking that he wouldn't show up just this particular day when Richard came over. Hey, yo, I'm livid. I'm livid. Listen to me. I am livid. So the police had to escort me to my car. Did you hear what I said? The police asked me, listen to me. I'm telling you straight creative. The police asked me, say, sir, do you need an escort to your car? Hey, listen to me. I ain't no punk, but I listen, I'm smart. I ain't no punk, but I'm smart. I said, yes. Sir, can you walk me to my car? Listen, I'm not going to lose my life over that. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to lose my life over that. I told my buddy what happened. He was like, yo, why did you ask? You could have just went out there. Why did you let the police walk you to the car? I said, I'm not losing my life over something like that, bro. I'm telling you, listen. So the police, right? The police, he walks me to my car and he says, if I was you, I would leave her alone. That's it. He said, if I was you, he said, I would leave her alone. And I did. And guess what? Charmaine kept calling me. She kept calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me, trying to apologize, asking for another chance. She calling me, apologizing. So I blocked her. But what happens is she works for the Social Security Administration. And at the Social Security Administration, they have so many different phones. They have so many different phones that you can call from any phone. And she just kept calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. Listen to me. She came over my house unexpectedly. Y'all want to know what her get back was? Hey, y'all, listen. Y'all want to know what she did? You don't know what she did to me? Listen to me. Listen. Hey, Val. So one day, right, I came home to my house, right? I see a whole bunch of flies flying around my front door. A whole bunch of flies flying around my front door. And I see some cards up there. She opened some cans. Hey, yo, she opened some cans of dog food and smeared it all on my front door. Hey, Shawty. Hey, Shawty, listen. Hey, listen, yo. Hey, listen. She took some cans of dog food, right? And she opened up the can of dog food and smeared it all over my front door. In my mailbox, she filled up. Hey, listen, she filled up my mailbox with Purina dog food, whatever, some kind of dog food, right? Little hard dog food. And she put some cards. She put some cards of a dog on my ledge, yo. Hey, yo, that was the pettiest ever. I'm telling you straight up, that was the pettiest thing ever. And to this day, I will never, that's probably the only person I won't speak to. I'm telling you straight up, that's why it's important that you don't try to relive your childhood. Thank you, Fred. That's why it's important that you don't try to relive your childhood. I'm telling you straight up, because trying to relive or trying to date somebody that you used to date back in the day, yeah, back in the day, you know, some people, when you try to date, relive your childhood with people that you know, I had a crush on her growing up, but when you try to go back like that, no, it never ever works. It never works. But listen, everybody, I wanted to tell y'all that story. I wanted to talk about for just about 3 minutes give me 5 minutes. And I really wanted to come on here and I want to talk about a question was asked. Why do men ghost? Why do men ghost? Right. And I'm just going to give you two and I'll finish it tomorrow because I don't want to belabor the point. Right. So a question was asked to me, why do men ghost? So one of the things that why men ghost, right, is because what happens is that we have in a man's mind, it's not because of you. It's 80% of the time, it's not because of the woman, but the woman believes it's because of her. It's not because of the woman. It's because of us. It's innate in us. So what do I mean by that? One of the reasons why men ghost, right, is because we, in our mind, we have a fictional woman. We have the idea of what a woman should be, right? We have this idea of what a woman should be. We think in our mind, we have this imaginary woman, like a superwoman, right? We have in our mind, like, oh, she has to be smart. You know, she's beautiful. She has good wherewithal. She listens good. We have in our mind, this is the kind of woman that we want, right? And so we'll do everything to get this woman. And when that's the fictional side that we have. But what happens is that when it moves from fiction to reality and all the complexities that's involved, that's when there's a side of us that really don't want to deal with that, right? So all of the complexities of, you know, we have to deal with this side. We have to we have to be more mature at some aspects. We have to man up. And we don't want to have to deal with that. We don't want to have to deal with all this. So what we do is that instead of operating with integrity, instead of like, you know, saying, oh, well, this is not going to work for me, or instead of trying to confront where we lack, instead of trying to confront where we lack or try to find out where we lack, right? Or trying to man up or try to boss up to the person with whom we got. When we get her, we don't want to really deal with that, because we just want to be happy-go-lucky. We don't want to deal with the intricacies of a relationship. So that's what happens. That's one of the reasons why we ghost, is because when the reality meets the fiction. So what we do because when we date, listen to me very carefully. Men date off of highlight reels. Let me give it to you again. Men date off of highlight reels. So when we meet that when it moves from that fictional that figure of our imagination, when it moves from that to that reality, it forces us to dig within, go deep within. And so you know how on YouTube, or you know how on YouTube or on various social media, you have those sound bites. You have those sound bites and stuff like that, right? Or you have the highlight reels. The highlight reels only shows you the best part of the video. It doesn't show you the other part. The highlight reels only shows you the best part of the video. And that's how most men live. We only want to show you the best part of who we are. And when we feel like you're getting too close, and we gotta we gotta put a level of our masculinity down, and we gotta soften up, we don't want to do that. And so what we'll do is that we just don't call you, or we will wean ourselves off of you and just ghost you. So we want to know, why do men ghost? Yeah, that's why men ghost. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is avoidance. Avoidance. So not only do, when the fiction, we avoid any kind of thing that would tap into our feelings. Yeah, we don't want to, we just don't want that. We don't want our feelings to show, because we walk around with this egotistical mindset. Our ego is on display, always on 100, and growing up, depending on where they grow up, if their mother didn't really pay them any attention, or if they didn't know, because nine times out of 10, men are not shown how to handle confrontation. Yeah. We're not shown that. You know what I'm saying? We're shown how to be hard. We're not shown how to be confrontational. We're not shown that. I'm sorry, let me back. We're not shown how to handle conflict. The only time we're shown how to handle conflict is with our hands. We're not shown verbally how to handle conflict. I don't know too many men that their parents show them how to handle conflict or how to manage through conflict. Nah, it's survival of the fittest. And so what happens is that with most men, when we have an issue with you, we don't even tell you. We'd just rather ghost you. You want to know why we ghost you? It's not because of you. It's not because, because you don't have big enough breasts, or because you have you have a little weight to you, or because you're so skinny, or because you don't have a big butt. No, you could do everything right, and he still ghost you. You can do everything right, and he will still ghost you. Why? Because the problem lies with him. The problem lies with him, not you. And so I gave you two. I'll give you two more tomorrow. So we got to stop going in our head and feeling as if and blaming ourselves. Because I was talking to somebody today, and she said everybody ghosts her. Every man that she's talked to ghosts her. Every man. And sometimes it is the person, because some people can have a nasty attitude. If it's too many men, and let me say this, if it's too many men that you've dated, out of 10 men and 8 of them ghost you, you're the problem. If you dated 10 men and 8 of them ghost you, you're the problem. That's when you're the problem. Yeah, thank you, Grant. That's when you're the problem. Yeah, and that's when you have to, thank you, Grant. That's when you have to reevaluate who you are, or you have to evaluate who you are and see your character defects. Because we never take a self-analyzation out ourselves. Or 10 out of 10, yeah. Well, hey, Shifty, we never take a self-analyzation of ourselves. See where our character defects. Seeing where your character defects and trying to correct those should be a thing that you pay attention to when you pay attention to when you pay attention to yourself. That's when you focus, because we can look at all of the character defects with everybody else, but what about us? What about the character defects within ourselves? We can point out what's happening with Trump. We can say, oh, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump. But we can say, oh, the mayor of here, or Kanye West is this, or Kim Kardashian is that, or we can say all of that. But what about us? You have to look internally within yourself. Where is your character? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to I don't want to belabor the point. So I gave you 2. Yeah, I gave you 2. I'll give you 2 more of why men ghost. Do me a favor, everybody hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Make sure that you subscribe. Everybody, make sure that you are subscribing. Make sure that you are subscribing. Hit that follow button for me. Hit that follow button. Let's go. I will answer. I'll have a Q&A tomorrow as well. I didn't have time enough to talk about it today, but I'll do a Q&A tomorrow. But just 3 things I want to walk away with. I want you to walk away with today. We talked about we never backtrack. It's more dangerous. To go back to somebody that you've dated than to move forward. Let me give it back to you. It's more dangerous to date somebody with whom you had prior relations to. You've never circled a block. I'm telling you straight up, you don't circle the block. Now, we ain't circling no block. Why are we going to circle the block, shorty? I would rather risk dating with somebody new and starting over and create a new, I create a new image, than to go back to somebody who think that they got everything paid. No. It's too many of them out here. So 3 things we covered. I told you about Charmaine, about, when I was dating Charmaine, we went that. And I told you about what happened. We covered that. I gave you 2 reasons why men ghost. The first reason is what? The first reason is what? It's because we don't want to deal with the complexities of the relationship, and when our masculinity, we call them highlight reels, when we have to go beyond the highlight reel. And I gave you a description of what a highlight reel is. A highlight reel is a whole movie, but the highlight of that movie is shown. As it is with dating. Whenever you date somebody, they always give you the imagery, or they always give you the highlight reel of that movie, but they don't want you to see the whole movie. Just like that Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe said, look, you're going to show 30 seconds, show the whole number. Show the whole video. I'm just joking with y'all. Anyway, yeah. So number 2 is avoidance. We try to avoid, because we avoid the problem, right? We avoid the problem. We operate, we ghost because we avoid, because we've never been taught how to handle or navigate through conflict. Men are never really taught how to navigate through conflict, how to handle conflict. And so rather than deal with the conflict, we'd rather just not even call you and ghost you. Yeah. We'd rather dim the light. But we don't look at it. We don't look at it as that. We look at it as we'll make up in our mind, we don't want to hurt you. So we'll say, I don't want to call her and hurt her. That's what we'll say. We'll say, oh, I don't want to call her and hurt her feelings. Hey, Trees, yeah, I don't want to call her and hurt her feelings. So but really, it's not that we don't want to hurt your feelings. We just don't want to explain ourselves. And we don't really want to give you a reason why we don't want to talk to you no more. Hey, Trees, yeah, we don't want to give you no reason why we don't want to talk to you no more. Yeah, we just want to roll out and move on to the next. Hey, we just want to move out. We just want to go to the next one, babe. I hate to say it, as cruel as it may sound. As cruel as it may sound, that's the reality. That's the reality. You have all of these other, exactly. You have a whole bunch of people that will give you, we'll punk out. That's right. Thank you for that, baby. Yeah, Trees. We'll punk out. And then we'll be like, you call us sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never. Sticks and stones will break our bones, but words will never hurt us. Yeah. So everybody has these hypotheses, and they have these hypotheses and synopsis. And they have you'll have all of these different life coaches and things of that nature that will say it's because of this, or you may be doing it because of that, or whatever. While those points that they're making may be valid, but 80% of the time, it's the guy. 80%, you heard it from me. I'm gonna tell you the truth. 80% of the time, the reason a guy ghosts is because something going on within him. That's just like, just like a man being married, and he can be married. I said this on my video. Make sure that you go and subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you, baby. Hey, thank you, baby. Hey, thank you, Toya. So I just wanted to, and one of the things that and make sure that you go to my YouTube page and you subscribe to my YouTube page as well. Everybody on YouTube, make sure you hit that follow button. And let me close with this. And I'll talk about it in depth tomorrow. You can be in a relationship, a man can be in a relationship with a woman for 10 years and not like her for 9. But he'll still be there. He could be married in a relationship with her for 10 years and not like her for 9 of them. But he'll still be there. Why? Because we don't want to deal with all of that breakup stuff. We don't want to, so we just go ahead and you just deal with it. You're just like, oh yeah, can you take out? Sure, I'll take out the trash. Yeah. And then we go and we'll go ahead and we'll lay down next to you and everything. We'll give you the business. We'll give you the business just for the sake of giving you the business, to make it look like everything is all right. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that to piggyback on what I was saying in terms of avoidance. Avoidance is not specific to ghosting physically, but a man can be in a marriage and still ghost his wife emotionally. Good God Almighty. A man, hey, Cincinnati, a man can be in a relationship and ghost his wife spiritually. Did you know that? And emotionally. Can be in a relationship with you, but ghost you. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you straight up. That's why you guys, man, listen. When you get married, you gotta make sure that person is spiritually inclined. You gotta make sure that person know and love God. But anyway, I digress. Now I'm great battle, Shifty. I'm great battle, baby. All right. So thank you. Yeah, Kate. So YouTube, I'm logging off. Make sure that you share this, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me. All right, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you for joining.